Hey, it's Phil Bruce here, and in today's video, I want to talk about paid shoots, paid modelling shoots, the advantages and the things to be aware of when it comes to paid shoots. So, paid shoots, of course, basically mean that when you do a shoot, a modelling shoot, whether it be for a photographer, a brand, a business, whatever it is, you get paid for it. Now, the obvious advantage to getting paid is you're getting money. So it could be anything really. It could be from expenses, so covering your distance, your travel, your food, accommodation, right through to getting paid a set amount or a percentage of what you could get from royalty. So for example, you could get from a shoot, it could be something like £150 here in the UK for a couple hour, 3 hour shoot, or whatever price it could be. If you are with a bigger company, a bigger photographer, a bigger brand, it could be more money than that. And obviously, from a perspective of getting money and finances from it, that is brilliant because the money is yours. You could have it in two ways. So you could either get it as cash, again, so it might not be a trail if you want to do it from a business point of view. But the other way is doing it through a bank account, whether it is the bank account or PayPal or something like that, which is what I basically mainly do, is do it that way, and then I count that as part of my business income, and then put that on my self-assessment tax come January time. But yes, as I say, the obvious advantages are you are getting paid for that, you are getting money for that. And if you want to do it as an employed job, and an employed job is your kind of, well, it could be an employed job depending if it's done by a brand or a business, or you could do it freelance, self-employed, so where you or an agency go and find the work and you go and do it that way. Then it's a case of building the shoots up, which is a good thing if you're into doing regular shoots. If you're up to doing that as a big part of your work, that could be really nice. It's a good way of getting some decent money from it once you've built the experience, and getting different experiences, modeling for different things, doing different genres, different moods, different kinds of pictures. So that's good, that's great. At the same time, stuff to consider when you're doing that is, if you're trying to get paid work, you need to paid work on a consistent basis to get it as a full-time living for you. You do need to get it as regularly as possible, because if you're wanting to survive, thrive and build on that, you need to obviously cover expenditures. So whether it's the traveling, food, accommodation, you need to be able to cover your expenses at home. So like if you're paying rent, if you're paying a mortgage, for food, drink, entertainment, subscriptions, whatever it is. If you're going to use modelling as your sole income with that, it is really important to get a regular amount of shoots done with it, which can be done, especially if you're with an agency. Just be aware that if you're with an agency, they will take a cut of it. It is usually around 20%. So if I earned £100 from a shoot, 100 quid from a shoot, they would have £20 of that. So then I get £80 as total. So be aware of the agency and be aware of the percentages and the rates that they are going to take. That is being aware of that. Just be aware as well that it can get rather fatiguing if I'm trying to do shoots. It could be 5 days a week and I'm having to travel different locations. So say for me, I'm based in Stoke-on-Trent in England. If I'm having to travel to London one day, Birmingham one day, Manchester one day, if I'm having to travel abroad for a day or a few days, again, it is going to get tiring because there is a lot of traveling involved with that. It could get expensive as well, depending on the locations that you're staying at. So we do need to bear those things in mind as the time and the money. So bear that in mind. It does add that pressure to yourself of trying to get it on a regular basis. And also, if a brand or a company pay for you once, it doesn't mean that they're going to pay for you again. They could see your fit, they could see your look, they could see your kind of build, the face that you've got or the body that you've got or whatever it is you've got. for a particular campaign, and they might want you just for that one campaign. So just be aware of that. It could be a one-off rather than something on a regular basis. The other real thing to consider with paid work is that you don't typically get the rights to the images unless they are very kind and they give it to you. So they could get the pictures, and it could be a case that you never see the pictures again. It could be a case of, even if you did see the pictures, you might not receive a copy of those pictures either, so you can't use them for your own portfolio. You can't use them to make income in another way, like I've talked about in a previous video, where you could use TF pictures and videos or whatever it is to get book covers, magazine covers, or help to put it on your portfolio to get cost that way. So it is being aware of that the pictures don't typically belong to you on a paid shoot. They belong to the photographer or the brand or whoever you're working with, if you've signed the deal on that. So just be aware of it. As I say, it might be a case of it's great for the finance, it's great for that one shoot, it might be good for your kind of recognition that people might be seeing you on a cover or a campaign or for a brand, but just be aware that you might not get the image back again. You might not be able to use the image for yourself or for anywhere else. A good way of paid work is your typical subscription rate and things online as well. So there is the typical one, the one that I use to the OF, the OnlyFans, that you can use on there. Now, OnlyFans has kind of got quite a bit of a stigma because it is quite commonly seen as being a website for porn, which I know in my case especially, it isn't that at all. I don't want to go into that department. That doesn't interest me. It is more to put implied and nude work on there, whether it be pictures from a photo shoot, whether it be pictures from a camera, which, to be honest, most of them are videos from a camera, with the aim to help with body confidence and body positivity on there. And for me, it's done tastefully. And the good thing about sort of setting it on a subscription thing like OF is that it belongs to you, and it's illegal for people to share that or it to be distributed anywhere else. It is on your page, and if they do, they could actually get jail time if they did that. So that is on them if they do it, and it's quite hard to do. So that is a great way of getting money, and quite a lot of people are starting to tap into that now, which is great. Good way of getting a monthly income, and the numbers can go up and down on that, so that's another thing to be aware of. It can be quite sporadic. You could get 100 fans one month, you could get 40 fans another, and if you've not got a following, you might start not really kind of low, and you might need to put your prices low to attract the followers in the first place and build it. But it is a great way of getting income, so you could see that as paid work, but not with a photographer. It's paid work by yourself. So that is something to consider and something that can be used as an advantage on that. The flip side could be, if you're going down that route, if you're going down the nude route to get paid work, whether that being on a subscription site or whether that being nude work that is published in magazines, online, whatever it is that if you are working employed work, your work might not be happy with that. They might give you the ultimatum of, basically, if you're doing the employed work, you can't release nude images or nude work or be on platforms that encourage that. So then a decision is to be made on that front. And again, that is the advantage of the subscription-based thing. And I want to do a video actually talking about this in more detail. But the advantage of the subscription rate thing is that only people who have subscribed can really see it. So with that one, if it did get shared, which I talked about, which is illegal, it can't be distributed anywhere. So really, you can't get in trouble for that, so to speak, as long as you're keeping your work out of that kind of line. But it is something to be aware of. There is more money in nude work. There is more money if you want to go down that route. But again, it's weighing up whether it's right for you, and it's weighing up whether you want to go into that and not go into other lines of work, or not be fussed about other lines of work as well, and what lines of work are limited. So I hope that's kind of given you a bit of information, a bit of food for thought, a bit of kind of things to see on paid shoots or paid ways of doing modelling work, what the advantages are, which there's plenty, what things there are to consider, which there's a few as well, and kind of giving you a bit more into insight so you can do what is right for you. So hope you found that useful, hope that you're doing well, hope that you are enjoying these videos, and if you can keep liking and subscribing to these and my channel and the videos, it is honestly really appreciated. I look forward to seeing you on the next video as always, and if there's anything I can do, please get in touch and I will do whatever I can to help. So until the next video, take care, sending all of my love, and I look forward to seeing you there. Bye for now.